Ahmed Musa bearing down on the South African defender. It will be South Africa getting the better of that as they get a chance to attack Nigeria from the midfield. It's Bafana looking good now. Cross coming in, dealt with nicely. Vincent Yama clears. The fans here at the Akwa Ibom International Stadium getting behind the Eagles, hoping, praying that the Eagles are able to get that goal. What a moment it will be if the Eagles get to score here. Bafana. Relief for them again. They're moving, making sure. I have to say that this Bafana team that has really surprised even themselves, the way they have gone about the qualifiers. Does appear something is wrong with Darren Kitt. Could be having some trouble, maybe some injury, some strain or sprain. Abdulrahman.
Well, we didn't quite catch what happened to Darren as Stephen Keshi takes the opportunity to dish in one or two tactical words while the fans from Akwa Ibom and from all over Nigeria. But Darren Kitt, it must be said, has so far been the saving grace for the South Africans. And Ed, you just made mention of the fact that the South Africans probably surprised everyone by the way and manner that they have gone about this qualification. Well, they did seize their home advantage, made sure that they won when they had to, and of course, won away when they had to. What do I mean? Their first match away to the Congolese, they made sure they won. They went to Sudan and won. They had the capability and they put it to good use. Unfortunately, the Super Eagles did not do, and there we see maybe that is where Darren Kitt picked his injury. You never can tell, because Ahmed Musa was certainly bearing down on him, as he is doing here too.
Really?
All the time you see Darren Kitt coming down with his left leg, and that appears to be the leg he was holding. But I think good for the South Africans, he's up and doing. So let's carry on with the game.
But definitely we are underway again after Kitt had been given some attention. Super Eagles building up slowly from their own half, just knocking the ball around themselves, just hoping that the opposition will try and open up and come out to challenge for the ball. But you have to say that the South Africans know exactly what they want to get here. They are not in a hurry. Not in a hurry in any way to be adventurous in this game. There we go, the South Africans again. They're doing it nicely in the middle of the park. Some collision of limbs, and we have some trouble for Nigeria. Well, injuries have been a real problem for the Super Eagles. Rahim Lawal going down under the challenge.
Yeah, that was really a bad one taken by Rahim Lawal off the feet of the Rasta head Leso Sonyane, and it's lucky if he didn't get any card from the referee. I don't think the referee had any contrary view about it, but if he had the benefit of playback, he probably would have seen. Like good for the Super Eagles. Rahim Lawal is up and doing, and Rahim must be actually hoping that he should be able to take his chance. And a surprise shot. This one coming from Ike Chuku. Ike has rather been silent, and he must be carrying some weight of expectation. You see, he let that go, but Darren Kate was really waiting for him. But Ike, I must say, Nigerians are also waiting for him.
Definitely, Nigerians are waiting for Ike Chukwu, which he had a very, very good return to the fold in that game against Congo in Pointe Noire, where he took the responsibility of taking that very tension-soaked penalty kick and delivered with clinical dispatch. And here, he will be looking to score just like any other member of his team. They are looking for a goal, the ultimate decider that would ensure that they make it to the Afcon Cup of Nations in Equatorial Guinea. We are live here at the International Stadium, Akwa Ibom International Stadium, that is in Uyo, the capital of Akwa Ibom State, South Nigeria.
And while Nigerians await the Eagles to come up with the goods, maybe it will be nice for viewers to know that this will be the 11th meeting between these two countries, and of course Nigeria has in the past won 7 of such meetings. They drew 2 and lost only 1. Perhaps when the opportunity presents itself, we might just give the statistics of how this battle between Nigeria and South Africa has been going since the very first one took place on the 19th of January 2004, when Rashidi Yekini and co humbled the South Africans to a 4-0 drubbing at the National Stadium in Lagos.
The Nigerian South African football games have been really heated up, but you have to say that it has been going in a one-way direction, so to speak, in terms of the number of victories that have gone the way of Nigeria. The South Africans have only gotten to beat Nigeria just once. Just once, and I should correct that the first victory by Nigeria was, of course, 10th October 1992. That was an independence gift, so to speak. And that match, so Richard Owubokiri scored the first goal in the 33rd minute, while Samson Siasia, now of course a coach, scored in the 56th minute before the great late Rashidi Yekini scored 2 other goals. We shall keep on trying to get viewers to know these statistics. Maybe when the Super Eagles realize that they have a high mountain to climb, their predecessors, they want to measure well against them, they must simply just deliver these goals. Here they go again, but it flags up offside. The assistant referee on the near side picking Ahmed Musa up there. It's quick feet, really going quicker than he should have. But this looked really a tight and close call, and we have to say that Ahmed Musa has been a very lively, energetic force in the Super Eagles attack. One was talking about tail of the tape pass encounters. Really interesting to note that the coach of the Super Eagles here, Stephen Keshi, was part of that team that played the South Africans in 1992, and he is here as the coach of the Super Eagles. To put Stephen Keshi, the big boss, that was where he earned that appellation, was the captain of the team. Vincent urges meant to go forward, but careful they must be, because the South Africans should not be allowed. This is Juwon is trying to look for a way out. Juwon is a defensive midfielder, but going forward he can be trusted to deliver. And you notice that Juwon is the only left-sided footballer in the team now, apart of course from Sone Aluko, who is on the bench. Of course, there's also Edward, the home-based player who hasn't really been tested in a competitive atmosphere, actually. And we also have Aaron Samuel, who is a left-footed player. He is on the bench, and maybe when it gets to the crunch time, Stephen Keshi will throw him on. For now, it is still a goalless situation here at the Uyo International Stadium, at Akwa Ibom International Stadium in Uyo, or the bird's nest of the champions. And you I have to say that the champions of Africa are right now under pressure. Emmanuel Emenike.
The hitman Emenike and his co-hitman Ike Okechukwu. The fans are heavily expectant of them. That is why they are there. But you read out a number of names, left footers for that matter, especially Emen Edward, the homeboy who actually gave us the cutting razor of scoring in this beautiful stadium when he headed in against Ghana at the commissioning of the stadium. They are all here not to sit on the bench. If there's work to do, they'll get in there to do it. And I'm sure if Stephen Keshi thinks he needs to get them in, they will come in. But there was almost a problem there for the Eagles at that left side of their defense.
Well, the Eagles surviving a momentary attack from the South Africans. Mikel Obi actually complaining about something that he's not really happy about, but then he did it with a smile, telling you that there is a lot of good spirit with which the players are doing it in this game, even though the game is much more important. So the Super Eagles, as they need a win to be sure of qualifying. And it will be interesting to note what is happening elsewhere as the competition gets to that stage where the decision will be taken on the final day, as we are really on the final day here. Nigerians will be interested in what is happening between Congo and Sudan, because a draw for Nigeria and a draw for Congo would surely see Nigeria go through, but a draw for Nigeria and a win for Congo against Sudan would have only ended Nigeria's dreams of playing in the Afcon Cup of Nations in Equatorial Guinea. But so far it is still no goal to South Africa, who are the visitors here, and no goal to the Super Eagles of Nigeria, playing in front of a packed field at Akwa Ibom International Stadium in Uyo. The Eagles have been the more adventurous, no doubt, expectedly too. Ahmed Musa, Ikechukwu Uche taking the defender on, and the challenge coming through. You have to bring in everything you have to be able to stop Ikechukwu Uche when he is on the prowl. Uche again, left-footed cross, comfortably blocked by goalkeeper Darren Keat for South Africa. Bafana looking ever so confident and making sure that they make the right decisions when they are with the ball. The right decisions, not necessarily making adventurous runs and forays forward, just ensuring that they keep the ball as far away from danger as possible. Azubike Egwekwe plays his football for Warri Wolves in the domestic Nigerian Professional League. 6-footer, one of the tallest players in the Nigerian domestic scene, Azubike Egwekwe. Here, the South Africans teasing the Nigerian defense. They come with a chance. The cross coming in. Nobody in a white shirt getting on the end of it. But still the South Africans having control of it. Just outside the edge of the box for Nigeria. Just comfortable and content with just holding the ball away, using that maxim that if you don't have the ball, you can't be dangerous. So that seems to be the message the South Africans are passing. They try to keep the ball away from the Super Eagles for as long as possible. Here the Eagles, in the same approach they have adopted all evening, starting slowly from their own half and hoping that the South Africans will come up and make the challenge. Emmanuel Emenike giving his best, fighting hard, even though he hasn't been able to score for Nigeria in a long while.
Nigerian fans, they are patient enough to wait. When the Eagles played away to Congo in Fontenoy, but the anxiety is palpable. Here, the fans are waiting on the Eagles, and the Eagles don't want to let the fans down. But the South Africans are refusing to yield, so to speak. That something must just give.
Yes, at some point, something definitely will have to give, and then for something to give, there has to be some superior force.
Minutes ago, that Ghana, Nigeria 2000, Ghana, Nigeria, and Coach Joe Bonfrey used a master trick against the South Africans. He took an out-and-out right winger, Tijani Babangida, and made him to play as an outside left. And within the space of 5-10 minutes, Tijani Babangida had used his speed to put in 2 goals behind South Africa. The match was sealed and over after just 10 minutes. So it's a matter of tactics. Let's see what kind of tactics Stephen Keshi will employ, given the kind of players that he has. He should know their strengths.
Of course, Keshi should know these players better than anyone else. He has been under pressure. He has come under a lot of scrutiny from the press, and he has received a lot of sticks as well. But he knows what he needs to do to give himself that leverage. Dangerous South African attacker skipping past his markers in the Nigerian defense, but now we have Nigeria coming good now. It is Emmanuel Emenike using his pace to force Dean Foreman, captain for South Africa, to consider throwing there. Emenike, very hard to knock off the ball when he is going with it. Super Eagles probing and asking some questions of the South African defense. The cheeky ball through, just going straight to the keeper. Oh, John Mikel Obi tried that the cheek, but again, you have to say that it is a trick that normally would work, but that time it never looked like caught in a fly. As far as the South Africans are concerned, Darren Keat came good to pick it up. Nigeria in possession. A nice looking pass threaded through. Goalkeeper comes off his line. Well, save for those 2 block saves he made earlier on off Ahmed Musa. The South African goalkeeper hasn't really seen much of a hit, and just seems the defense does just enough to keep the Super Eagles attackers at bay. Here, Nigeria coming forward. It is Ahmed Musa. The South African defense standing tall again, but the Eagles looking for a way to open them up on the left. That 1-2 not coming good, as the Eagles continue to look for that goal that they need to actually assuage the nerves and calm the very expectant crowd here. Rahim Lawal, a real fighter in the middle of the park.
Rahim Lawal is really surprisingly very well, and as we say, where competition is very stiff, if you've got a chance, you've got to use it. The South Africans are substitution first. Their number 13 comes out in favor of this man, who is a striker, shed number 9, the team list for the South Africans has not been made available to us, so we are only hazarding the names of those that have been very, very popular. So, back to Rahim Lawal, one was saying, just like Jerome Shanyon was given an opportunity during the World Cup and he picked it with both hands, and like Aaron Samuel was given an opportunity and he picked it with both hands, so is Rahim too. Now the Eagles come here, they've got goalkeeper for themselves.
Well,
so it seems
Emmanuel Emenike, the touch was too heavy that time. He has this ability to really bludgeon defenses and bully them down, but that touch, sometimes he gets his touch is too heavy, and that will be a goal kick for South Africa.
The two gentlemen we saw a few moments ago, Stephen Ketia and Daniel Amokachi, certainly have the onerous task of coming up with a strategy. The South Africans are playing almost a seemingly 5-3 defense and midfield formation. So they are packing the defense and midfield, only coming out when it is necessary. Two front runners, they hardly go out. They go back when they lose possession, and they try to come up when they are in position. That must be broken. Otherwise, the Eagles can't get to the back of the South African defense. And if they can't get into the back of the South African defense, they can't get the ball into their 18. And if you don't get into the 18, you hardly can score.
And here the South Africans coming into the Nigerian 18. The defense does well enough to make sure that Vincent Inyema does not have much to do than pick that halfless ball. The kick out coming with that no one touching it. It's going to be South Africa throwing. Vincent Inyema, captain of the side, has been around for quite a while now. We'll be too glad to lead this team to qualification for the Afcon Cup of Nations 2015 edition in Equatorial Guinea. That is. So looking good for the South Africans so far. Playing with definitely no pressure. They are guaranteed a spot, a place in the Afghan Cup of Nations in Equatorial Guinea next year. And here they go, they could have a break the first start. Yes, they score. South Africa take the lead. Oh my word.
Oh my word indeed. Ed Manuel takes Mashaba Happy, the goal scorer here. Pity we can't identify his name, but he's the guy in shirt number 11, and these Nigerians and thousands more are wondering what has hit them right here. Shirt number 17 goal scorer, beg your pardon, and we see it to the back of the Eagles left, and Vincent Inyema helpless because the man had really gotten into the 18. That exemplifies what I was saying a second ago. If you don't get the ball into the 18, you can hardly shoot directly at the goalkeeper, and that's exactly what we are paying a price for. Vincent Inyema, valiant as ever, but this time around he had no answer. The South Africans have stolen from the Eagles, and the Eagles now have an even upper hill to climb.
Definitely it is a really, really huge task they have on their hands at the moment. The Super Eagles, Emmanuel Emenike looking for support from Ife Ambrose. They get a throw in. The Super Eagles going behind, just like they did against Congo in Calabar. Here is the Akwa Ibom International Stadium, and South Africa forced the Super Eagles and Vincent Inyema, the goalkeeper, to retrieve the ball from the back of his net first. Tension will be really up. from the fans and everyone that is Nigerian here in Rio. The South African team has been really on top of their game. They have been under no pressure whatsoever. They have been relaxed. And the time the Super Eagles had some chances to score, their goalkeeper Darren Kidd was called to question, was called to action as well, and he delivered with those block saves of Ahmed Musa, and it paid off as they now lead by 1-0. Some precious time to be bought by any of such antics, genuine or otherwise, when you are 1 up against a formidable opposition like the Super Eagles. Try to ensure that you keep it the way it is. Some desperation, maybe frustration on the face of the assistant coach Daniel Mokachi. We have seen the end of the game, maybe first half. Okay, that is how it happened, taking the Super Eagles defense on the run, and you have to say that the defending was of utterly low quality here.
Really off run by this man with shirt number 17, and Azubike had to be careful. Even if he had gotten onto his man, bringing him down in the last defender, that was just no good situation. The defending was certainly awful, and it must be said, this is perhaps only the fourth time that South Africa has scored against Nigeria, barring the 2-1 win in the Mandela Cup Challenge a few years ago, and another 1-0 victory. This is the first time that the South Africans will be beating Nigeria. Almost all the time, Nigeria scores without the South Africans reply. They now have put it into the Eagles. Come get us if you can. That's what they're saying.
Definitely, these Eagles have a lot to do. They have so much on their hands at the moment, trying to salvage their Nations Cup qualification hopes. They did well last time. Here we go. The Super Eagles getting a chance, another good effort. But in the end, the final product had to be better there. You have to say that the Super Eagles must maintain a very clinical edge, even though the assistant referee's flag had gone for maybe an offside position of play there. Ikechukwu Uche, the man on rampage that time.
Yeah, probably Ikechukwu Uche knows that a lot is expected of him, and that's why we saw that burst. But the effort would have been ruled out anyway, as the referee calls off this half. The Super Eagles have been mounting to climb, and one really does not know how they are going to face up to reply to the challenge posed by this man. The other challenge, of course, the other match has been played in Khartoum between Sudan and Congo. It is immaterial.
National Stadium, Akwa Ibom International Stadium in Rio, as the Super Eagles seek to redress and re-energize, reinvigorate all they have in terms of resources to have a complete turnaround of fortunes here, as South Africa continue to lead by 1-0. A first half strike, and you have to say that this game is really a hard one for the Nigerians, who must win to make it to the Afcon Cup of Nations in Equatorial Guinea. Abdurrahman, still very much here.
Well, like we did say at the end of the first half, the Super Eagles have a mountain to climb, and this man has stopped Mikel Obi. That man, I'm referring to Darren Kidd. The Eagles must find a way around him. One does not know what the coaches have done in terms of tactics, but we see Mikel Obi, he didn't manage to get his shot in properly, but just to put this matter in a proper context, the Eagles must score at least 2 goals to be able to get to Equatorial Guinea, because as at this point in time, at the beginning of the second half, the Sudanese and the Congolese are playing goalless, and if that match in Khartoum ends that way, then the Eagles here would be called Gunners. Gunners, not as Arsenal, Gunners who are losers. And that is not the spectacle that Nigerian fans here want. That is not what this nest of champions is meant for, as Emenike went down there from the tackle from this man. So in very simple words, Emmanuel, the Eagles must score at least 2 goals.
Against the South African side that has been very, very disciplined tactically in defense, and you have to say that the Super Eagles must look for that cutting edge and maybe something to actually unlock the South African defense. Here they go again, second goal, looking good for them, and they're coming. They run the entire defense, the entire Nigerian defense left chasing shadows, and what a shame. The scorer of the first goal accounting for the second goal here.
Yes, that man's name is Tokebo Rante, and Onazi Ogenyi putting his hands on his head. Tokebo ran into the defense. The semblance of the Eagles defense was simply not there. As we see, maybe the Eagles were looking for a foul there, but it wasn't coming. Flat defending, that is it. Tokebo rounding off Enyama, and Enyama, it has to be said of him, was being very careful here. If he brought that man down, he could be penalized, penalty and a red card. So he played it safe.
He brought his experience to bear. He didn't want to add to Nigeria's woes, because if he had gone for the leg of the man, he would have been off now with a red card. And that was fair play from Enyama, even though the defense let him down once again. And what sort of communication did we have in the Nigerian defense? Crisis here, trouble for the Super Eagles in their own home, and you have to really feel for the people of Akwa Ibom State, having the opportunity of seeing the Super Eagles at full international for the first time, and here it is a crumbling team that they have had to face. But it is not over until it's over. It is often said in football, but this is really tough times for the Super Eagles. 1 goal is hard enough to try to cancel, but they here must cancel out 2 goals.
Ed, what I failed to mention was the Eagles must score 2 goals to ensure that Nigeria gets to Equatorial Guinea. I did not complete that statement. Should have been score 2 goals and ensure that they do not concede another one. Now they have conceded another one, so they must score 3, and more importantly, don't concede another one. It is a very, very tall order, given the way they are going.
Talk about it going from bad to worse for the Nigerians. 1 goal was hard enough, and 2 goals. It's something nobody contemplated. Nobody imagined, nobody gave it a thought, not even Amaju Pinnick, the president of the Nigerian Football Federation. Not even him and his entire board would have thought that the South Africans will come here, and after 50 minutes or 55 minutes thereabout, will be leading Nigeria by 2 goals to nothing. Ikesho Rumu, the goalkeeper trainer, I'm sure would have his own impression of what led to those goals. Vincent Enyama considered to beaten twice here.
Goal scorer Tokebo Rante being ruled off. Sonia Luko is being prepared to come and see what he can do, what he can contribute towards salvaging this very, very bad situation for the Super Eagles and Nigeria.
Definitely salvage, that is the word. Rescue, you may add. Who is going to rescue them? And you ask, who will bail the cat for the Super Eagles? They are looking good now, showing some effort, making the run forward. Juwon Shaniwa trying to tread that pass in the direction of Ikechukwu Uche. South African defense dealing with it nicely. It's going to be Nigeria's throwing. Okay, substitution. Brahim Lawal giving way. Sune Aluko, the Hull City man, goes in. Sune Aluko was thrown into the fray in the game against Congo, and he did his contribution by supplying the pass with which Aaron Samuel scored the second goal against Congo in Pointe Noire. There we go, South Africa. They attack sparingly, and each time they've come up to attack, they put the Nigerian defense under some trouble. Emmanuel Emenike, Jumo Oshaniwa. The Eagles have to pick themselves up. They have to show that urgency. They have to continue to believe and play with some sort of a conviction that anything can still happen. And there they go, the cross coming in straight into the hands of the goalkeeper Kit. No problem. We haven't seen any trouble for the South African defense in this half. Nigeria coming good. They start the build up nicely from their own half onto the midfield, but somewhere in the final third they seem to miss their way. Ikechukwu Uche runs into traffic again. The South Africans get possession. Back to Nigeria. Omeruo, Egwekwe, back to Omeruo. Nikelubi searching ball forward. Goalkeeper does well to keep it safe. And some minutes will be lost, certainly. And Darren Kitt looks to be in some pain, even as his defender is back on his feet. Some very, very comfortable time for them to try to run down the clock a little.
Yeah, run down the clock. The South Africans sure will. The South African goalkeeper ran into his man, or his man ran into him, whichever one it was. And it's going to take away some valuable time and add to the pressure, add to the anxiety of not only the Super Eagles players and the fans here who are silent. They are lost for what? They don't know what has hit them. They don't know what has hit their team. It seems that every one of them has come out here to sure he will see claps and sings them to victory. That is not what they are getting. And you made mention of the fact that the Eagles have to rise up. That reminds one of a popular reggae song. And that was that second goal again. Really, doing pair of legs, we ran in and out. There it is. I was referring to the song by Reggae King, late Peter Tosh, that you pick up yourself, rise up again. That's what the Eagles have to do. They've got to pick up themselves, rise up to the occasion, and deliver for Nigeria what these rather moron-looking Nigerians want, to put a smile on their face. None of them is smiling.
There's despair, despondency, disbelief. All of them you can see in those faces. Very unhappy Nigerians here at the Akwa Ibom International Stadium in New York. Super Eagles on the verge of elimination, on the verge of failure to qualify for the Afcon Cup of Nations. Even when they had it in their hands, they still do have it in their hands there. It's all about what they make of it, what they make of the 30 or so minutes that they have to see through in the game. The South Africans defending very, very resolutely. Juwon Oshaniwa, well, the return pass, not the best. Nigeria searching, looking for a way to break down the defense of the South Africans. Mikel Obi, Manuel dispossessed, fights on, sandwiched between two South African defenders, and he goes down. Well, it's really looking like one of those days for the Super Eagles. They are not getting it right. The passes are not really telling. They've been non-committal to the challenge. A little bit lackadaisical when they go forward. And such behaviors are an invitation to mayhem.
Clear invitation to disaster. The Super Eagles simply have not turned up at the party. This was meant to be a party. They may decide to turn up. I was going to ask you, Ed, apart from the earlier forays and the header by Mikel Obi straight to this man would not let the Eagles in. It's not Mikel Obi, it is Lenike. I was going to ask you, apart from the first spate of forays by Ahmed Musa, how many times have the Eagles attacked like this? Very few and in between, far and in between. And unless you attack, unless you shoot, you cannot score a goal.
Definitely. Now, that's old, age-long disappointment is showing himself again from the Nigerian fans. They have resorted to cheering the South Africans and just trying to see if the Super Eagles will get some energy and get themselves back into the game. The corner kick is coming. Can they score here? That is the million-dollar question. Ahmed Musa, a real bubble in the attack, sprightly runs, and we have seen that he's been the real spark, the only spark in that attack. Not even the more accomplished Ikechukwu Uche and Emmanuel Emenike have been able to inspire anything here. Perhaps the South African strategy has been such that has stifled Emenike and Uche. But Ahmed Musa has done well, even though he has been stopped here. He comes with, I'm going to say, Nigeria will have to do more to get the goal. Ahmed Musa, Nigeria's throwing. It's going to be a long heave of a throw. Does it all straight into the area? Who is coming? The Eagles just making sure that they get the ball back into the South African area. Yeah, they break again, the South Africans. Bafana caught out by the Eagles in the middle. Ikechukwu Uche finding himself in a hole between two defenders, and the goalkeeper came in to block. Nigeria just having possession. For this, it doesn't really count how much of the possession you have. It is what you make of it. It really matters. The South Africans have scored 2 goals unbelievably here. The second time Nigeria will lose if this result remains the way it is. This is the second time Nigeria will lose here. The corner kick taken by Ahmed Musa. The header coming in for Nigeria, repelled by the South African defense. Azubike Gwekwe. Yeah, South Africa would be very delighted to keep this score the way it is and finish this game beating Nigeria. talked about how it has been going Nigeria's way. What a wild kick coming from Sone Aluko. At this point, desperation will give way to some sort of frustration. Stephen Keshi backing instructions. Many Nigerians will be thinking, what will become of him if the Super Eagles fail to get the ticket they need here? One man against two, and the goalkeeper Ike Uche against two South African defenders. It is one hell of a game for the Super Eagles. At this point, they are out of the Afghan Cup of Nations. That is taking into consideration the fact that Sudan and Congo were still goalless, and if it remains like this, it will be Congo who go through, because they would be able to get 1 point to take their total haul to 8, while Nigeria will remain in 7. It is South Africa leading here in Uyo by 2-0 against Nigeria Super Eagles. A very unlikely result at the beginning of this fixture, knowing that the Super Eagles needed a win to ensure qualification for Afcon 2015. And knowing the pedigree and the quality of the Super Eagles, no one would have thought that South Africa would be able to be leading by 2-0 here. Nigeria trying to find a route to goal. Ahmed Musa not able to get past the defender. Bafana. Junwo Shaniwa throw in. Another throw in for Nigeria. Junwo Shaniwa cuts in, looking for the chance to cross. Blocked. Corner kick, Nigeria. What are they going to do with it? Ahmed Musa for the opt-in time, the man to deliver from the corner. What a high flying ball from Ogenyo Nazi. The ball was heading for the skies all the time. Instead of the goal, the fans are frustrated. They look like giving up already on the chances of the Super Eagles here. Sone Aluko, the Eagles running into each other, telling you the sort of cohesion that there is, but there is not in this team. Two players running into themselves in the opponent's area.
More problem coming the way of the Eagles. The Congolese have just taken the lead against the Sudanese. So Congo leads Sudan in Khartoum by 1-0. Double trouble for Super Eagles.
That is to tell you that the Super Eagles need to score 3 goals before the end of this game if they are to qualify. Because right now, that piece of information effectively puts Congo through. Nigeria trying to find a way out of trouble here in Rio against South Africa. The Super Eagles are behind by 2-0. In a match, many gave them a chance to win. Super Eagles asking question. Ahmed Musa giving to somebody, and then the pass coming in, and Nigeria scores one. It's a goal. Juwon Oshaniwa Sone Aluko. Actually, Nigeria get a goal here, and the crowd back with some form of life again. Even though the goal does very little, Sone Aluko, the scorer at that time, that goal would do very little to help the cause of the Super Eagles. As Congo leads by 1-0, they need to score 2 more, and that is still a tall order.
A very tall order indeed, but the Eagles haven't scored now. Everyone knows that they can score. Somehow they have just not reported for work, as it were. Now it appears there is a reawakening. At least the crowd is happy, but the South Africans would not want to let the Eagles be. The task is still there. It's a task that has to be done if these fans are to completely get their big smile, if they are to get their payday as they have come here expecting. 2-1, the South Africans lead, but ominously in Khartoum it is Congo 1, Sudan 0. Just about 20 minutes left of play. Nigerians have got all to play for.
Definitely, they have all to play for here, and the Super Eagles, knowing that that goal can actually lead to another. Mikel Obi moving forward in midfield. He's going to thread a pass through, and the Eagles, Mikel Obi inside the box. He beats a man. Oh, he went down there, and the referee thinks he did that too easily. Well, at this level of the game, you expect no favors from any referee.
Well, this referee has shown earlier on that he's not about to give any sympathy for anyone, but I'd like to think that he should have had on the part of caution. Once or twice Eagles players have been pushed. One is not necessarily campaigning that we can be given a penalty, but the referee should also know that the simple rules of the game shows that if you push someone from behind, once your hand goes out, that person needs to be defended. The Eagles don't need to be donated any penalties. Nobody wants that, but they need to be protected.
Definitely, the referee is the only one who can actually protect the players on the pitch. And here the Super Eagles going forward again. Another dangerous challenge from the South Africans, and the card would have to come in now. Oh yes, he goes into the book, and a red card for South Africa. A red card coming.
Well, it's bound to come. Perhaps this may be the tonic that the Eagles need if they can maximize, as this man in shirt number 12, Lesholonyane, has been given his marching orders. I'm not sure whether we noticed when the referee cautioned him earlier on, but maybe, just maybe, this will put some bit of caution on the South Africans, because I think they have been encouraged by the referee's reluctance to, brandish his card or blow his whistle, and they've brought 1 or 2 Eagles down, in my opinion, rather unfairly. And this one, certainly, he attempted to bring down that Eagle. Now the Eagles have numerical advantage, but on the goal score, they have a disadvantage. Will the numerical advantage count?
Yes, at this point, the numerical advantage will count for nothing if you cannot actually make it translate into goals that you need to actually qualify. The Super Eagles are down by 2-1 here, and they have to find a way to go and ensure that they draw level and go on to score another, as Congo still leads Sudan in the other game. In the head-to-head tie between Nigeria and Congo, the Super Eagles are fair enough, but they will only benefit from that role if they are able to level on points with Congo. So here they have it all to do. 2 goals to score and ensure that South Africa doesn't score a third. And the Super Eagles moving forward now. We are having intelligent run into the air, the cross coming in, and the South Africans stand really tough and strong there. It is Duo Shaniwa going forward again. Oh, the return pass just going straight to goalkeeper Darren Kate. Super Eagles need to score 2 goals here, and Emmanuel Emenike as well as Ikechukwu Uche have been relied upon for goals here. Take the substitutes, Sone and Luko, who got on the score sheet. Just telling you how difficult it is for the front two of Emmanuel Emenike and Ikechukwu Uche. Uche turns to provide that this time around, and then we are looking for Nigeria to go forward. The South Africans not giving them any more of a chance, even though they are playing with a man down. The Bafana are putting up a resistance here. The Eagles are not letting up as well. They are coming forward again, and they get a corner kick. It is all about the Nigerian attack and the South African defense at the moment, as goalkeeper Darren Kate orders for his defense line to come and buckle. The man who scored in Abuja and the man who scored in Congo, Point Noir, Aaron Samuel, gets into the fray, and it is Omero who gives way. A defensive player going off for an attacker. That shows what the coach wants to do.
Certainly, that shows the mindset of the coach. He wants more people in attack. But care should be taken. Care should be taken. The defense could be vulnerable with Omero out. One only hopes that all the balls are attacking and the screws are tightening, because the Eagles, they must simply at least get 1 goal back immediately and then see what they can do. They've got less than 15 minutes to do that. We've got a proven team of sharpshooters in the frame of Ike Utuchukwu and of course Emenike, not to talk of the fast running Ahmed Musa. They can do it. All they need to do is apply themselves. But the South Africans let them.
The South Africans here don't look like a team that will give you any sort of pity. They are not here to allow you to run at them. And here Nigeria goes for another chance. The goalkeeper leaving this line and coming up nicely to make the save again off the feet of Ikechukwu Uche. Uche getting the first touch, actually letting him down that time. Ikechukwu Uche, did he really have a touch? But then the Nigerians having the ball now. Duo Shaniwa all the way to Efe Ambrose. Emmanuel Emenike. Ikolubi finding Ikechukwu Uche. Uche loses possession that time, and the South Africans doing just enough. They come up their line again, an attacking run. They get a pass. Well, the free kick is coming, and that will give them some time.
That's the danger man scorer of the 2 goals for South Africa. He was one brought down there. Labo Rante and Ogoke had to do that because everyone was in front, and if they are beating him, that would have been trouble for this.
Definitely. And this was somehow rush tumble from Abdullah Gwegwe. Again, he had to do his job as a defender. He did well to stop Rante from causing more damage.
At this point in time, Ed Manuel, perhaps the coaches would need to think of MM Edward, the man who raised the curtains in terms of goal scoring when this stadium was commissioned. Because if all others appear not to be having a good day in the office, maybe the man's aura would come in and help. Just keep it alive.
Oh, well, yes, that's a very good way to look at it. Medwork scored here as a home-based player, playing for the home-based team against Ghanaian counterpart, opening the goals gate this stadium. And Aaron Samuel has also been known to score goals. He scored in Abuja. He came off the bench in Point Noir in Congo just days ago to score the second goal. And here, just hoping as Nigerians that Aaron Samuel gets to score, but the Super Eagles haven't been really very convincing in their performance here today, it must be said. Ahmed Musa started like a house on fire in the early minutes of the game, opening up the defense of South Africa with his pacey and breezy runs. Stephen Keshi, really, the man has been under a lot of heat. More heat will surely come if he doesn't pull this one up. Super Eagles continue to swell. Bafana in Rio. Emmanuel Emenike still searching for his first goal in a long while. Mikel Obi will look to find someone to give the pass, and he gave it, but an opponent blocked it, cut it off, back to Mikel. The South Africans have all their men back behind the ball at this point. They can't afford to allow Nigeria to score another goal. They seem to be telling you, with the way they pack their men in their own half. Aaron Samuel, and then this is Juwon Shaniwa. Long ball into the area. Some dangerous play, and Nigerians on the floor. It's still Nigeria's attack against South African defense at this point. The South Africans slamming the door once again against the Nigerians, and it is the Super Eagles looking good for another break, but it wouldn't come. South Africa doing well and surviving that momentary blitz from the Nigerians. They have done it again, just taking the ball away from danger. They are just too happy to give it away as Vincent Tenyama takes the kick out. The South Africans still look very comfortable, even though they are playing with 10 men.
Well, it is a matter of strategy. All their men are put behind the ball whenever Nigeria is in possession, and the front runners have to run double to come back whenever the Nigerians have possession. Whenever they get the ball, they try to run in. That's a simple strategy of blanket defending. And if I might just borrow the words of the second Mourinho, the South Africans are packing the bus.
Oh yes, they are packing the bus, and so far it is working for them. And you have to give them credit. Sheikh Mashaba, the man who has really started the re-engineering, reinvigorating, resurgence of the South African national team, will have a lot of credit to take. He has masterfully executed this qualifying run. You begin to wonder, is this the same South Africa that was there to be beaten by all comers just about 12 months ago? Sheikh Mashaba has really transformed the team.
Well, one of the tricks that Sheikh Mashaba, I was thinking about I was talking about Sheikh Mashaba. After he replaced Gordon Higginson, he really left out some play. You may be aware that a certain May Mahalangu, who was invited for the last Cup of Nations tie against the Sudanese, complained that he was kind of tired of playing in his club in Europe. He wouldn't come. Mashaba said that, look, you are out of the team, so as I remain good, discipline and hard work. That's what Sheikh Mashaba has brought to the South African team. And
John Mikelobi having a go at the South African defense, and it is the South Africans who repel that again. But Nigeria looking dangerous again. It will be a corner kick. Corner kick, Nigeria way. Aaron Samuel. We have barely 5 minutes left to play here. 5 minutes within which the Super Eagles have to salvage their Nations Cup campaign, qualifying campaign that is. Heads up, and no danger at all for Darren Keat. He has about 5 minutes to keep the Nigerians out, and he seems to be doing just that, as the Nigerians actually need 2 goals, and it is asking for too much to expect that the Nigerians will get 2 goals in 5 minutes here, even as the South Africans are looking dangerous going into the Nigerian area. Will just do by just teasing the Nigerian defense and holding up to run down the clock a little. He wins a throw-in in that instance, an intelligent thing to do as a striker. Governor Akpabio, Governor of Akwa Ibom State, wouldn't be a happy man at this point.
He most certainly wouldn't, because this place is the nest of champions, and it is because he wants Nigerian teams that come here into a sports city to win, not this kind of display by the Super Eagles. Frankly, the South Africans, from their display, they have earned their victory if they end up winning. What? They have been victorious as far as one is concerned, because they have qualified already, even if you take these 3 points away. But just to show how commanding their performances have been, they have come here to rub it into the noses of the Super Eagles. The Super Eagles cannot have anyone to blame but themselves, perhaps their coaches, because the Nigerians, the NFF, I think, have given them everything that they need. They just have simply not turned up on the back.
Definitely everyone would have to share in the blame in the team, the coaching crew, the technical crew of the team, the players and everyone. And then you have to say that that was a shot and the goalkeeper spilled it a little. No one was following up, and it is a safe job done by goalkeeper Darren Keat for South Africa. The painted faces here will surely not be smiling. One observation in the Nigerian defense. The Nigerian defense was really not top-notch when the goals were coming. We saw how the South Africans kept very, very organized at the back line as against the chaos and confusion in Nigerian defense the other time. Maybe the absence of Theo Boabona, who had to miss this game on account of yellow cards he had. Sonaluko, Ikechukwu. What that was an insipid play. You really cannot tell what he was trying to do there. Ikechukwu. Nigeria looking for a chance, but just enough. The South African defenders making sure that they maintain that cushion, they defend high enough so that by the time the ball gets to the keeper, it would have been smothered. It would have been so weak. Ikechukwu not managing to get the kind of impact.
In this Afcon campaign, Ed Manuel, it must be said that the Super Eagles have managed to throw away some good points of history. For the first time, South Africa beating Nigeria in Nigeria, so it seems. For the first time, the Sudanese beating Nigeria. And for the first time, the Congo is beating Nigeria in Nigeria. These are not good statistics. It does not really show that a team is up to it. So, to a lot of people, if the Super Eagles don't qualify, it might just be as well that justice is being done. The Nigerian footballing authorities will simply do what they have to do, as the Eagles keep trying to see if they can equalize. And if they do, they will see the third goal. And from our reckoning, just about 2 minutes left of play, perhaps one 2 other minutes of
Added time.
time.
Yes, the corner kick coming. Another chance for the Super Eagles to try and ensure that they score a goal here. It goes very, very comfortably into the hands of Darren Pitt. Mikel Obi's corner kick picked up nicely by the goalkeeper, South Africa. It is South Africa coming, attacking Nigeria now. Some of the stadium fans, some of the fans are beginning to leave the stadium already in disappointment. It's always good to see the fans leave a game, even when they are not happy, they leave peacefully.
Yeah, one thing we certainly are not hoping for from the Nigerian fans is the reaction of the Congolese fans after the Super Eagles had beaten them in Point Noah. I think Nigerian fans, we are cultured enough to know that that's not the way things are. If in a game of soccer your team does not win, that doesn't mean the visitors should be harassed in any way. I think the South Africans are very, very safe. No one is going to say anything to them.
Ahmed Musa kicking the ball, and the South Africans standing their ground again. Nigeria just making sure that they send the ball back into the South African area. Mikel Obi, Manuel Emenike. Nigeria, another shot taken, and it is a corner kick for Nigeria. Aaron Samuel with the kick that time. The last chance for the Eagles to attack in this game under normal time, and it goes straight to the goalkeeper again. Kenyon Nazi with the kick that time. There will be no Nations Cup for them if it remains this way, and the scores in Congo remains the way it is as well. In Sudan, that is. We have some added time.
The referee has 5 minutes of added time. Perhaps, just perhaps, that may be enough, but not if the South Africans, as resolute as they are, have their way.
The South Africans can also congratulate themselves for being so resolute in defense up to this moment. Even with 10 men, they have been able to keep it nice and tight. Here they go with a chance to run at the Nigerian defense. Azubike Gwekwe stands tall, sends it to the opponent's area. The South Africans still battling hard. What a game it has been for Nigeria. Very difficult qualifying campaign, which started with a 3-2 home defeat, not far away from here in Uyo. That was in Calabar, when the Congolese won by 3-2.
You can say that was the beginning of the problem of the Super Eagles and of these fans. Very sad-looking fans. They've come here to party, but there's going to be no party for them, because in the last few minutes of the 5 minutes that have been added on, the Super Eagles don't just simply seem capable of turning on the style that is needed to score 2 goals. The South Africans are possessed, and if determination and zeal is a factor to think that a team will win and advance, the South Africans have shown that in plenty here.
Yes, the South Africans keep defending with resolution and resolve. They are not just about to lie low and allow the Nigerians any way back into this game, as the corner kick has been taken. The game going just the same way it has gone all evening. Nigeria have possession, bring the ball, build up slowly and come forward. Vincent Nyama kicks it out. Well, failure to qualify here might be very, very significant. It might be a turning point in the careers of many of these players. Vincent Nyama hinted of retirement some time ago, but nothing fast-track a player's retirement than failure to qualify in for a major tournament like the Afcon. Here we go, Super Eagles looking good. They score a goal here. That is a stunner of a goal.
But is that not too little, too late?
Aluko scoring with his right foot.
Ed Manuel.
Well.
Is that not too little, too late?
Are we about to witness some miracle here?
In Khartoum, it is still 1 goal to nil in favor of the Congo. Do we have the extra minutes that are required?
That was an absolute belter from Sone Aluko from all of that distance. A hopeful effort, but he had a good control of it, and it buries it. Yes, but Nigerians would have wished that this had come much earlier, because there's very little or no time to score a third goal, because the Eagles still need a third goal to be able to make it. Where that is going to come from remains to be seen. The South Africans are the ones pushing forward now, and they succeed in winning. Okay, that looks like a corner kick for South Africa, but the referee says no. Vincent Nyama launches it forward. Are we going to see a turnaround of extraordinary dimension from the Super Eagles?
Are we going to notice or witness the miracle of Uyo?
Oh, definitely. There had been the miracle of the man some years back, many years back in the days. Here, danger for Nigeria. This may well be the goal that confirms that Nigeria are out. Vincent Nyama saving the blushes of the Super Eagles that time. End-to-end stuff is looking to be now. Nigeria get a chance. Vincent Nyama coming to make save there.
And it was the same danger man that scored the 2 goals. That was about
Rantier has been running rings round the Nigerian defense, and he continues in that vein. And that time, Vincent Nyama had to stay. And we have Vincent Nyama leaving his line all the way to where the free kick was about to be taken. Desperate times here and desperate measures we are seeing from the Super Eagles. They are going forward, and what is going to happen here? And it is all over. It is all over. Nigeria is out. The Super Eagles are out of the African Cup of Nations. It's the South Africans who go through. They go through in style. Even before this game, they went through already. And here, Vincent Nyama will have to actually look back and see what went wrong. Efe Ambrose, the technical crew, will have to ask some questions of where they got it wrong. It has ended with sort of a kind of monumental embarrassment for Nigerian football, not being able to qualify for a Nations Cup.
very big embarrassment.
See the time, I'm already done, baby, pull your whole
Glow Caller Tunes. To get China by NATO C featuring Fino, text 100 to 7728. New and exclusive on Glow Caller Tunes. Tune costs 15 naira only.
Glow Unlimited.
Baka jin Hausa? Okay, it's because I product of Almajiri school whatever. You ga abun mamaki. That is why the way you speak English. Amma da da Hausa ina mun turanci. Ka san yadda makarantar nan da President Bullet Jonathan Bello ya gina arewa na makarantar almajirai. Yawa. Kai ya karanta da su haɗe da turanci. Ingili. Yes. Abun mamaki. Shi yasa yake. Ina ga gidanka. Ya tafi yanka katin zabe. Katin zabe? Ba ka da labari? President Bullet Jonathan Bello ya amsa kiran al'ummar Najeriya kimanin miliyan 17,800 ya yanki tikitin tsayawa takarar shugaban kasar Najeriya. Ka tabbata? Na tabbata ni da shi ma mun mallaki namu katin. We don't get a permanent voters card. Ba Allah ya sani ina da katin zabe na. Sha ba tsoho ake magana ba, sabo ne yanzu da ake amfani wanda za a dangwala. In kana da sabo, in kana da tsoho maza da ka je ka maida shi ya zama sabo, in kuma baka da shi garza ya zuwa hukumar zaɓe na ƙasa domin mallakan naka katin. Goyon bayan ka shi zai ba shi damar komawa kujerar shi. A'a ai zai dawo da goyon bayan ka ba da kuma kuri'anka. In baka da kuri'a ya za a yi ka dangwala mai. Maza garza ya ka je ka mallaki naka katin zaɓen ka ba shi goyon baya domin komawa. Domin hukumar zaɓe na ƙasa ta tabbatar wa al'umma cewa kuri'a ɗaya mutum ɗaya. Gaskiya. Allah.
Kowa ya je ya karɓi katin zabensa daga INEC domin mu samu cin gaba da abubuwan da gwamnatin nan ya kawo mana. Wannan katin zabe daga INEC shine zai baka yanayin zabe. Wannan sakon daga Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria, TAN.
All right, at the end of it all, well, Nigeria 2 and South Africa 2. We'll be waiting for the results, the final results of all the other qualifiers, especially in our group. We understand that Congo